We back at T. We closer to a modern day now. What's going on in the world? I just so happily have been seeing a lot of people say that the perspective of the world today is a Grand Theft Auto type situation all across America. It's not GTA fault. I think GTA has always been a part of the future, as far as they already knew people were going to start to illustrate certain emotions in the world, as far as violence and lack of compassion for the people around them. Are we living in the modern day GTA? Has this modern society, has civilization, has infrastructure ultimately created a Grand Theft Auto type of society within the people, all the way from the youth all the way up to 2 or 3 generations before us? And now we just seeing it for what it is in the year 2022, aka the year of GTA 5 being unleashed upon the world, aka the Purge. From a bird's eye view, as we see, it doesn't look like too much is going on within the streets below. But as we get casted into this world, aka America, aka Grand Theft Auto, we start to witness certain things that we only seen on video games, or certain things that we only seen in movies. And now it's becoming more and more obvious that people are using and utilizing this world as their own playground, or people are using this world as their own GTA. Pass me the phone. That's too fucking low. So as we continue to use this world for what is not, or for what it was not meant to be used as, this world was used to collectively gather our thoughts and our perspectives and our ideologies of the universe, and let that fuel us to be able to do bigger and better things on our next journey around. This is why a lot of people don't believe that there is another journey after this death, or after this life we live. Most people think once you dead, you dead. Is that the truth? We never know. We won't know until that ultimate time has come for everybody. No, Lester, leave me alone, man.
There you go.
Yeah, appreciate it, Mike.
Cannot go any faster.
Hurry that shit up then, boy.
Go faster.
If this is all we came to, robbing liquor stores, robbing gas stations, robbing old lady, and ultimately
Ashamed of yourself.
killing people,
All right.
all
we
for
might be ready to move on this
pennies
thing.
on the dollar.
You total fucking idiot.
Bitch. Time to go. We got all the police coming. Is this what we were born to do? Just recklessly abandon life as a whole? Because as we see, it's less and less people that are taking this life as serious as our grandmothers or as our mother, because I believe that most of the population, we are coming to the conclusion that this world has already bred us into being more evil and less compassionate as far as how we look at each other. We no longer look at each other as human beings. We look at each other as just another person doing what they're gonna do. Is it the right thing to do? No. Is it the wrong thing to do? No. They said, "Damn, what you mean?" I say no, it's not the wrong thing to do, because they already knew how the pieces, or matter of fact, they already knew how the dominoes was gonna fall eventually when they set this infrastructure up the way that it's been set up. They already knew that people were eventually gonna come to a point where it was gonna be more casualties than ever in any point in time in history. More people have died during the modern times of infrastructure and society than they did prior. A lot of people would say, "Oh no, that's not true, yada yada yada." But as far as globally across the whole planet, as far as having modern technology, modern guns, and being able to do things in such a vicious manner, and knowing that people will see you, knowing you will be recorded, knowing that you could possibly go to jail, and people continue to do certain things because, you know why? They don't care anymore. Why don't they care? Why don't people care about the world that we live in anymore? Because we're not really living in the real world. This is just like when we get on the game and play. I don't care about, god dang, let's see. I don't care about running people over. I don't care about running people over. Know why? Because in my mind, this is an illusion. This is not real. So once people start to realize that the world that we live in ain't really real, they're going to start doing those same things to actual people that are real. So the only thing that's in this society that actually makes this society run is the people, the real people. It's not the laws, it's not the government, it's not the doctors, it's not the hospitals, it's not none of the laws, it's not none of the written information or knowledge as far as going to college and learning how to bank with Chase and learning how to set up a stock account and learning how to trade Bitcoin and all that shit. None of that shit is real. Only thing that's real is the people that's entertaining this, the same shit that ultimately we think is real. So if we continue to think certain shit is real and other shit ain't real, we'll continue to go down this trajectory of not caring about the people that we put in harm's way, aka the regular human beings that just walk around and live life as if everything is really what it seems to be. But if everything was as what it seemed to be, people would be more and more less likely to lash out on this society or this system that we live in. Just like in the prior generations, our grandmothers and our mothers, it wasn't that common for people to go out and live life against the system. It was probably 7 out of 10 people back then in the late 60s and earlier before that. Probably 7 out of 10 people did exactly what the system told them to do. And out of those 3 people, we have people like Frank Lucas, God dang, Larry Hoover, King David, different people, individuals like that. Tukey, yeah, we have people like that. But those were the 2s and the 3s. It wasn't the 7 people choosing to go out and live this gang life or live this more savage or illegal or criminal lifestyle. No, it was less people. But now in the modern time, that we in, it's more and more people that's willing to become criminals, and it's less people that are willing to take the slower, it's less people that are willing to take the slow death. So think about it. People, they say we living fast and we dying fast, or we dying young. Living fast, dying young. Back in the day, for my grandmother's age and different shit like that, they were not living fast and they were dying slower. So, do you want to be tortured for a longer period of time, or ultimately put yourself in a position where you won't have to be tortured because the situation that you put yourself in will ultimately end your life? Because we're living fast and we're dying younger. And they make it seem like as if this is the worst thing to go by. But when we have people walking around with automatic weapons, gunning people down for any reason, something has to resonate within our mind that what are these people going around doing these type of acts for? Is it just to make themselves feel better? Or is it to set an example that the way of life that we live in isn't really beneficial to everybody? And now we only have the 2s and the fews that are choosing to go out and lash out against the system as far as mass shootings and different things like this. And then we're seeing more and more times where people are getting more and more bolder and more brazen to go out and do certain things, as far as try to do certain things to women in broad daylight. We have more and more situations where women are being kidnapped, or men are meeting women through dating sites to take advantage of them in a violent way. We have more and more men choosing to shoot and kill the same people that look just like us. Is it the best thing for our generation? Most people will say no, and I'm in total agreement with that. But the other side of the coin is, since we just now gotten to an era where people feel like they don't care anymore and they're willing to go out and do certain things in this world, what about the times, the years, the couple decades before people chose to lash out on the system? Was it more beneficial to our generation that's going around doing these things now? So the prior generation that didn't take a liking into gangs and criminal activities, was it beneficial for our generation? Was it actually tangible? Or did we actually get to learn anything from our mamas and our grandmas and our grandfathers slaving to the system that ultimately didn't pay them enough where they could be able to sustainably set up a future for their future grandchildren or their future kids. This is why certain individuals are choosing to do certain things, because they have came to a conclusion that if I didn't did everything right for the last 40 or 50 years and nothing has came from it as far as for my grandkids or they kids, I wasted my whole life. And once more people start to realize that they wasted their whole life, this is why we see a lot of these situations continue to happen over and over and over, because more and more people are coming to the conclusion that this system has not only wasted their life, but they have wasted their potential and wasted all of the tangible information that they could have been passing down to their generation. We're not able to pass down any information as far as how the system works and the illusion that the system has put us in. Majority of the people that's in a certain mindset, they don't believe that this system is an illusion. They don't believe any of those type of things. Oh shit. He must have knew what I was on. See? In the future, they're gonna be able to know what somebody gonna do prior to them doing it. And this is the world we gonna end up leaving right here, is when people continue to just go on rampages and just do whatever they feel fit as far as taking the lives of people and ultimately to get their life taken. It's been real. TV La Star for the Star now, and we gone. Appreciate it.